Hello everyone, welcome back to Luke's TV Talk. I'll go over some of the most recent TV episodes I've been watching. And for this video, it's a special presentation from Marvel, Werewolf by Night, which they released on Disney+. But just before I get into that, I did a review for the new movie Smile, so if you're interested, go give that a watch. And make sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date with all future uploads. Okay, so let's get into the plot of Werewolf by Night. So we get a quick intro to the more supernatural side of the MCU, and an intro to the Bloodstone family, which is the main family that control the supernatural hunting group. The head of the Bloodstone family, Ulysses, has died, so a group of hunters gather to decide the next holder of the Bloodstone, the family relic used to fight supernatural monsters. Among this group is Ulysses' daughter, Elsa, who is estranged. Ulysses' widow, Verusa, and a mechanical Ulysses explain that the Bloodstone will be attached to a creature, and the first hunter to kill this creature wins the stone. After a random draw, the hunter Jack goes first, with each person taking turns to go next into this maze. So they're basically sent into like a maze that is set up where there's weapons that they can use in there, and the creature's roaming around and they have to find it. While wandering, Jack and Elsa come face to face, but don't fight, but are attacked by another hunter, Jovan. They run. So basically these two are trying to find the stone but not fight, but I feel like all the other hunters are going to go after everyone, because they said before they all went in, it's every hunter for themselves, so technically they can fight each other, but I don't see why they would. Elsa ends up fighting and killing a hunter Simon, so this was pretty gruesome. The hunter Simon had like a small crossbow on his wrist, and she cuts his arm off and then uses that little crossbow and shoots it up through his chin, and he dies that way. It was pretty gruesome and surprising for an MCU project. Jack comes across the creature Man-Thing, who he is friends with and trying to save. His actual name is Ted. I love this because it was like jump scared out of a hedge, and then he turned around and they're just chatting. I loved it because Man-Thing is basically a big creature that looks like he's covered in mushrooms and swamp leaves and all that kind of stuff, and his name's just Ted, and he's friends with Jack, so I thought that was quite nice. Elsa and Jack end up trapped in a crypt, but with her ingenuity, they escape and promise to work together. So basically they plan that if she helps him help get Man-Thing out, he'll give her the Bloodstone and she can have that. Jovan comes face to face with Man-Thing and dies, and then Elsa escorts him to Jack's escape route. So this was pretty cool. Basically Elsa runs up behind Jovan, Man-Thing jumps out from behind a bush, puts his hand on his head, and it almost looks like he either sets it on fire or disintegrates it. It is a wild scene, and I did not expect Man-Thing to just jump out and dissolve this person's head. I thought it was really cool. And they basically run off to meet Jack. Jack blows a hole in the wall, and Man-Thing escapes. But it's revealed that Jack is a monster and captured by Verusa. So basically they get Man-Thing out, but make sure the Bloodstone gets off of him, because otherwise it probably would have hurt him more. And Jack goes to grab it, and it sends him flying back, and so that means that he's a monster, because the Bloodstone doesn't accept him, so it pushed him away. So everyone's like, oh my god, we had a monster among us. Jack and Elsa are trapped again, but now in a cage in the main building. The Bloodstone can force transformations, and Verusa makes Jack transform into his werewolf form. So this was a really cool moment where she basically shoots the energy, and you see it's like a backlight, and it's on Elsa, and you can see in the shadow as Jack slowly transforms into a werewolf, and you see in the light, you see all the hair coming out, and you hear the growling that Jack makes. It's such a cool moment. He escapes and goes on a rampage, taking out the security. So this is crazy because the security looked like TVA agents, so I'm not sure what the connection is there, but they definitely had a visual look of the same body armor that they had and these stun sticks. So I don't know what the connection is, but I'm interested to see where it goes. And also the bit where he escapes, he just shoots out through the bars on the roof and just goes flying around the room. He goes around cutting through all the security with his claws, blood spurting everywhere. It's pretty violent. I was pretty surprised. Elsa also escapes and fights and kills the other hunters, which again is a very brutal moment where she cuts one's neck and puts a blade in one of their heads. Another brutal moment for this Marvel show. Before Verusa can kill Elsa or Jack, Man-Thing arrives and kills her. So basically Man-Thing jumps through the top of the building, grabs Verusa and basically just vaporizes her. It's another gruesome moment, and chucks it into the coffin of Ulysses, and it's a big crazy moment where Man-Thing just kicks ass. Man-Thing then chases after the werewolf Jack because he wants to keep him safe. Elsa is now the head of the Bloodstone household and sits and relaxes in a new house. Jack wakes up and has breakfast with Ted. So basically they sit down, have a cup of tea and discuss having some sushi, which is a nice chill end to this crazy episode of the supernatural side of Marvel. So I had a great time with this episode. It's just an hour long and it's a cool visual, different style of Marvel that we haven't seen before, and it's a nice change up. So first off, I love the red glow of the jewel on the black and white screen. So everything is black and white for the majority of the film, except the Bloodstone, which is basically got a red hue and it's a glare the whole time it's on the screen. It's awesome because it stands out a lot more. And then leading on to that, I love the black and white style. It was a lot different from anything we've seen in Marvel. And then the change of colour at the end was a nice little switch up, which I thought was a nice way to end it. I really like Elsa and Jack. I thought they had a nice back and forth relationship, trying to help each other out, and they had a nice plan, but it kind of worked, it kind of didn't because they got trapped. But at the end, it all worked out. I like Man-Thing's design. He looked really cool, and then looked even better in colour, I thought. And then Jack's werewolf form was so cool. I think it was all prosthetics up close, because he looked awesome with the hair, the teeth. I loved it all. It's a bummer we didn't get to see the full transformation, but the fact that we get to see the actual werewolf form in full, I thought was quite cool. I enjoyed the event for the Bloodstone. I thought it was a cool way to pick the new head of the family or the hunters group by making him go through a maze and fight off a monster. I thought that was cool. I wonder if they would do that for any other things, maybe. Who knows? Veruca is just old and mean, and especially mean to Elsa, who's her stepdaughter, so she's just an old, mean woman who's just bitter at the end of the day, it seems like. It's surprisingly gory and graphic, and that was great because there's nothing like that in the MCU as much as this. We've had people being ripped apart with claws, bit on the neck, their ears ripped off, a sword going through someone's head, an arm getting cut off. I thought it was all great, and it was a nice twist on the usual Marvel formula. Jack's surprise reveal was cool. I didn't expect him to be the werewolf, because I watched the trailer a while back, and I don't remember him being revealed in anything there, so that was a cool little reveal that, oh wait, he went for the stone but it rejects him, he's a monster. That I thought was really cool. I can't wait for more Supernatural MCU projects. If this is going to be the start of it, I can't wait to see what else they can do, because it's going to be great, I imagine. Other smaller nitpicky things, I wish there was more story for the other hunters. I thought they were very basic characters and didn't really go into much detail with them. We got a good idea with Jack and Elsa, but the other 3 or 4, we didn't get much about them at all, and they're kind of just generic people that anyone could have been there. And then I wish they explained the Bloodstone powers a bit more, because I saw that power can be used as like a projectile kind of thing. They can put it on monsters, so wouldn't it have like pushed away from Man-Thing, but then when Jack went to touch it, it pushed away from him. So I'd like to if they would explain the power set a bit more for the stone, but overall that's just a small thing in the overall thoughts on the TV episode. I thought it was great overall. I had an awesome time, and anyone that loves Marvel, this will be a lovely change of pace, and it's going to be great for anyone that likes horror or anything stylish like a black and white film. So give it a try, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, that's my thought on this special Marvel presentation. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to keep up to date with all future episodes. And until next time, I'll see you all later.